Do strikers have it easier? Recently, Mo Salah seemed to express this belief in an attempt to discredit Erling Haaland. So what did Salah mean when he said strikers have it easier? I think we can interpret this statement in two ways. One, the literal interpretation. Strikers have an easier job on the pitch. They have to be involved less in build-up play. They can wait on their more technically gifted teammates to bring them the ball. And all they have to do is score. 2. The media-centered interpretation. Strikers are more favored by the media. Scoring goals makes you appealing to an average football fan, and having higher numbers makes people think you're better, even if you are not necessarily so. The first reason is incredibly flawed for a myriad of reasons. Firstly, strikers like Erling Haaland have a lot of work to do off the ball. Whereas wingers can simply hold the width and be effective, strikers need to actively find the correct runs to drag defenders out of place. What strikers don't do on the ball, they are required to compensate for off the ball, which is often a lot more difficult. Strikers are often expected to be a hold-up point. Long balls into strikers have to be laid off quickly to a midfielder or oncoming winger. Most of the time, strikers are marked more closely and have to stay incredibly alert at all times in the box. And on top of that, strikers come in many different varieties. Some strikers do contribute more to build-up play, like Luis Suarez or Harry Kane. Strikers are different, and positions are different. Wingers have to take on players and cross in balls, but wingers can be forgiven for being less clinical. The wingers who do score clinically, like Mo Salah, often lack the same build-up ability as wingers like Mahrez. In the entire 21st century, Lionel Messi is the only world-class player to ever be equally competent in build-up, chance creation, and finishing. There are incredibly few complete players in football. When people make the argument that Harry Kane is a complete striker, no one is actually thinking he could play as a midfielder and still be good. They're saying he's better than most strikers at dropping deep and passing. If it was so easy to be a striker, Mo Salah should just start playing as a false 9 or maybe an all-round striker. But he would probably get less goals this way, and certainly way less assists, because he would not have as much space to run into. Being a striker isn't his game, just like being a winger isn't Haaland's. That doesn't make either position easier or harder to play. The second interpretation is arguably even more flawed. If strikers have it easier because the media favors their GA, then so too do wingers. Mohamed Salah is not the most technically gifted winger the Prem has ever seen. Realistically speaking, there are at least 10 wingers in Premier League history with more technical ability. However, he is still one of the best wingers the Premier League has ever seen, if not the best. Why is that? It's because he provides GA. At the end of the day, football is about scoring. If you can't score, you never win. You can concede 3 goals a game and still win every game as long as you score 4. But if you never score, you can never win. That makes attacking fundamentally more important than defending. The most important moments for the defensive sides are how well they counter-attack, not how well they defend. And the most important moments for attacking sides is how clinical they can be with the chances that they do create. Defending in football is important, but attackers' bias exists for a good reason, because attackers are usually the best players around. Midfielders, defenders and goalkeepers all deserve a lot more credit in football than what they receive, especially when goalkeepers like Thibaut Courtois or Manuel Neuer can be the best players in the world by far, but the person winning the Ballon d'Or is Benzema or Cristiano Ronaldo. If you replaced Benzema with Lewandowski, there's a big chance Real Madrid still went to the final of the Champions League, and an equally big chance they still won it. But if you replaced Courtois with any other goalkeeper, Madrid won't have made it to the final, let Sand win it. So the strikers have it easier sometimes into personal accolades. Yes, all people whose main game is GA do. This includes Mo Salah. Salah does not have it harder than Haaland on the pitch, neither does any defender, midfielder or goalkeeper. Everyone has their jobs on the pitch. And off the pitch, Salah benefits from the same attacker's bias that Erling Haaland profits from. Some could argue he profits even more from it, since he has a visually more appealing playing style, whereas Haaland doesn't. Visually more appealing does not correlate with more effective, however, so people may prefer Salah simply for aesthetics. At the end of the day, great footballers should be respected as what they are. Ballon d'Ors are a poor metric to measure a player's level or ability. Some players compete against Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi at the same time. The Ballon d'Or, PFA Best Player Awards, and so on are all poor metrics of a player's ability. If you want to measure the mettle of a player, ask yourself this: who does more for the team and how? And then, when you get howled at for your incredibly poor opinions, just remember, most football fans don't understand the offside rule, so you probably do have a more informed opinion on the sport than anyone criticizing you. Thank you for watching to the end. Please do consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. It helps out a ton. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.